Hello students, and welcome you all to this video lecture series on chapter data interpretation. This is the third part of this series. In first two part we have seen the basics of this data interpretation. We have solved one problem on table DI in first lecture, and in second lecture we have solved a problem on pie chart DI, and in that pie chart DI we have solved the two types of problems on pie chart. First problem based on the percentage data given in the pie chart, and in second problem we have solved the data given in the pie chart was in the form of degrees. So in third lecture we will solve now the problems based on the line graph DI. If you have not seen the first two videos, please watch these two videos. The link is given in the description box. Let us start with this third, that is line graph. So the directions are given. Study the following graph carefully and answer the questions given below. So one line diagram or line graph is given here. By observing this line graph, you have to solve the questions given in the problem. So if you observe this, it is given on x-axis that years are given from 1988 to 1993, and on y-axis it is given that rupees in the 100 crores. So that means 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, up to 80. It is given as 80,100 crore, from 0 crore to 80,100 crore. So, and two line graphs are given, and these two lines indicate the income and expenditure. The diamond shaped points are represented on income graph, income line, and the rectangle shape are representing on the expenditure line. So we'll have the question first. In which of the following year was the percentage increase in the income over the previous year is maximum? So here you have to check in which of the following year the percentage increase in the income over the previous year is maximum. So here you have to find out the percentage income. It is not necessary to find out the exact amount of the values, but just you have to find out in which year the percentage increase is maximum. You have not asked here what is the maximum percentage increase, just what is the year it is asked. So that's why we will check the percentage increase in which year is maximum. So if you observe from 1988 to 1989, there is increase in the income, because that first graph which is represented by the diamond shape and blue color, it is increased from 1988 to 1989. That means there is increase in income. Secondly, you can observe from 1989 to 1990 there is also increase in the income, but from 1990 to 1991 there is a decrease in income. That's why 1991 will not be our correct answer, because at that year there is a decrease in the production. That's why automatically our option C will get eliminated. Option C will get eliminated. Again, from 1991 to 1992 there is also increase in the income. From 1992 to 1993 there is a decrease in the income. So 1993 will not be also in our answer, isn't it? So from these three options our answer will be correct. So for that purpose we need to find out the percentage increase. So to find out the percentage increase we are having one formula, and that formula is final value minus initial value into 100. So to calculate this percentage change or percentage increase, this is the formula: final value minus initial value divided by initial value. So from 1988 to 1989 the final value is 50,100 crore minus initial value is 30,100 crore. So the difference between these two, that is 50,100 crore from this point and 30,100 crore is this point. So 50,100 minus 30,100 crore, it will be 20,100 crore divided by initial value is 30,100 crore. Therefore in 1989 percentage increase will be 20 divided by 30, because 50 minus 30 you got 20 divided by initial value is 30, therefore 20 divided by 30 into 100. So this value it is getting it as 66.67. Similarly, you have to calculate for 1990. That means final value is this one and initial value will be this one for the blue graph. So final value here it is. So observe this y-axis graph from 0 to 10. There in between no lines are given. That means in between that, if suppose lines are given, then it will be easier to find out the value of this point or any point which is in between the lines. But here that values are not given. That means that value approximately we will consider it as it is at the center of this 60 and 70. That's why we will consider this as 65. 65 minus initial value at 1989 will be 50. Therefore 65 minus 15, it will be 15 divided by 50. Initial value, that will be percentage increase, it is coming as a 30 degree. Similarly for 1992, now 1992, this was the final value, that is 75. We will consider it as in between the 80 and 70. 75 minus this is again we will consider as a center, that is 55. 75 minus 55, we will consider it as a sorry, it is nearly towards the near to the 60 mark. It is not at the exactly center, it is above, certain above the center of 60 and 50. That's why we will consider this as a 57.5. We'll consider that as a 57.5, and thus first here it is a 75 because it is exactly at the center of 1780. 75 minus for this value it is 57.5. This difference is nearly coming as a 17.5 divided by 57.5. This percentage you are getting as a 30.43. So from these you can get which is the percentage increase is maximum, and that is at 1989. So this is the exact method to find out the percentage increase for the each year. But by observation also you can observe the in which year the percentage increase will be maximum. In exam you need not to do all these calculations, you just have to observe carefully and then tell the answer. So here observe carefully that if you want to get the maximum percentage increase, then what should be ratio? Here consider this first 1989 case. Here the ratio is 20 upon 30, that is final value minus initial value divided by initial value. Final is 50 minus initial is 30. 20 divided by 30 you have got. In that ratio, if numerator is maximum and denominator is minimum, then the percentage will be maximum. If numerator is maximum and denominator is minimum, then percentage will be maximum. In second ratio, observe that 15 upon 50, numerator is minimum and denominator is maximum. That's why this ratio will be less. Similarly, 17.5 divided by 57.5. Here also the numerator is relatively less than first, and denominator is maximum. That's why this ratio will also be less. So by observation of these ratios also you can observe that this percentage will be coming as a maximum. That's why 1989 A option will be correct for this question. So always remember, in case of this kind of percentage values to be found and to check which value is maximum and minimum, in that case check the numerator and denominator ratios. If the numerator is maximum and denominator is minimum, that ratio is to be the maximum ratio. If you understand, let us take now the second question. What was the average income in the company over the years? Approximately you have to find out what was the average income of the company over the years. That means income average you have been asked here only. So here incomes, you just find out the income values by approximately. This is a 30 value plus this is 50, this is 65, this is, we will take it as 55, this is 75, and this is a nearly 45. So just take the average of income divided all the addition divided by 6, you will get the average, and here it is a 55. and that 55 is nothing but it is given in the 100 crores, that's why it is 5500 crores. So option C will be correct for this question. Next, what is the net profit in percentage in the year 1989? So net profit here you have to find out in percentage. So formula for that is net profit in percentage is equal to income minus expenditure divided by expenditure. This formula must be known to you for the net profit. Income minus expenditure divided by expenditure into 100, you will get the percentage of that net profit, and here it is coming as a 25%. So the option A will be correct for this question. Next, in which of the following year the net profit percentage is maximum? So here also you have to calculate the net profit percentage for the every year. So not every year, but just option given in 4, that's why you have to calculate that for 4 years the average or the net profit percentage. So again use the same technique, that don't calculate the exact value of percentage, need not to calculate these exact values of percentage, just take the ratio and the formula. You will get the 30 minus 20 upon 20, that is 10 upon 20, here 10 upon 40. So definitely 10 upon 20 will be maximum than 10 upon 40. Next is 15 upon 50. So 15 upon 50 will also be less than this 10 upon 20, because 10 upon 20 is nearly 50%. So this will not be 50%. Next, 55 minus 50 divided by 50, that means 5 upon 50. This will be nearly 10%. It is also less than 10 upon 20. Therefore, you can get that this first ratio will always be maximum. So it is asked that in which of the following year the net profit percentage is maximum. You can get it as a 1988. So in 1988 that percentage will be maximum. Need not to find exact value of that percentage, just check the ratio of these values. Whose ratio is maximum, percentage will be also maximum. Next question, what is the ratio of income to the expenditure in the year 1990? Ratio of income and expenditure in 1990 is asked. Simple question. In 1990, what is the income? Income is nearly 6500 crores and expenditure is 5500 crores. So you will get this ratio as 1.3. So the option C will be correct for this. So these are the 5 questions based on this simple line graph. We will see one more question based on this line graph DI. Study the following graph carefully and answer the questions below. In the line graph, the prices in rupees of the 4 types of tiles W, X, Y, Z respectively are given for the different years. So you can observe here in the diagram the 4 line graphs are given. These 4 lines represent for the different types of tiles W, X, Y, Z. These are represented by different colors, as well as these are represented by different points also. So the diamond shape represents W. Diamond shape graph is this. This is for the W type. For X type, this one. Then for Y type, this one is the graph, and these points are represented by triangle. For Z, this one is the graph and points are represented by the cross mark. So on x-axis years are given and on y-axis the price are given in rupees. So if this is the question, if you have understood that question, we will solve the questions on that line diagram. Which type of tiles shows the maximum percentage increase in the price over the given period? So here also you have to find out the which type of or the maximum percentage increase in the price over the given period. So initial value and the final value of the each type you have to consider, and you have to find out in which of the tile is having the maximum percentage increase in the price. So you can observe that in W and X type of tiles, there is there is a decrease over the period in the price. So where is the W type, that means diamond here, that price has started in 206 in by 250 rupees. So from 250 rupees to it has come down in 2012 to 150 rupees. That means from 250 to 150 it has been decreased the price of W type of tile. Next, X type of tile, if you observe, X type of tile is here started in 2006 by 300 rupees price and ended in 2012 by the price of 200. That means there is also decrease in the price over the period. That means over the period means at from 2006 to 2012, whatever period is given in the question. So over the period there is decrease in two types of tiles, but we have been asked to find the maximum percentage increase. So for these two we need not to calculate, therefore these two options will get eliminated because there is a decrease in the cost. So W and X will not be our options or answers. Just we have to calculate from Y and Z. So for Y type, that difference will be final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100, you will get the percentage. So 200 minus 150 divided by 150, that is 50 upon 150. This ratio, don't calculate exact value. For Z we will calculate 300 minus 50 upon 50, that is 250 upon 50. You can observe that here the percentage will be maximum because numerator is maximum here than the denominator, therefore this percentage will be more than this. Therefore for Z type of tiles there will be maximum increase in the price. So option D will be correct for this question. Next, which type of tiles shows the maximum average price over the years? So the maximum average price over the years, average price here you have to calculate, and for all the types. So just calculate the average, that means addition of all the price at all the years divided by 7, because 7 years are given here. So here also need not to calculate the exact value of this average, just calculate the addition and write divided by 7. Whose addition is maximum, that is whose numerator will be maximum, that ratio will be maximum. So here in for W type from 2006 to 2012, that addition will be 1250 divided by 7. So 1250 is addition. For second, that is X type, 2150. For third type it is 1300. For fourth type 1150. So here observe that average price for this X tiles will be maximum because their addition is maximum here. Need not to calculate the exact value of the average, just by addition only I can get that this average will be maximum for X tiles. So the option B is correct for this question. Next, in which year is the average price of all four types of tiles is minimum? So average price is minimum for which year it is asked. So for 2006 average price, that means addition of this plus this plus this plus this point. 2007 this point, this point, this point and this point. So the addition of all these points divided by 4, this you have to do. Here also need not to calculate the exact value of these averages, just find out the addition divided by 4, whose addition is maximum, that will be your answer. And it is asked to find out the minimum average. So minimum average here it is addition minimum is in 2008, that's why the option B will be correct. At 2008 that average is minimum. Next, the total price of all four types of tile in 2012 is what percent more or less than the total price of all four types of tiles in 2009? So here total price of all four types of tile in 2012, you need to add in 2012 what is the total price of these four types of tiles. Just add these 4 points value, that is 150 plus this is the 150 plus 200 plus 250 and plus 300. This is the addition of 212 price of all 4 tiles to the total price of all 4 types of tiles in 2009. So in 2009, calculate the tiles price, you will get it as a 900, and this ratio is asked. Therefore 900 divided, what is the percentage more or less, not the ratio it is asked. It is asked that what percentage of more or less tiles are or prices are there in these 2 years. So if you take the difference between these two, it will be coming as 0. Therefore there will be no any percentage you can calculate, because the difference between these two these two prices summation is 0. Therefore the required percentage will be 0%, and the option D is correct option for this question. Next question, what is the ratio of the price tiles Y in 2008 to that of the tiles Z in 2010? So simple one ratio has been asked of the prices into 2008 of Y tiles and in 2010 of Z tiles. So in 2008 the price for the Y tiles is 200, and divided by price of the Z tiles in 2010. In 2010 Z tiles is here, that is a 250. So 200 divided by 250 you will get it as a 4:5, and the option D will be correct. So thanks for watching the video.